Hi class, so today we are reviewing section 1.2 and we're in page 16. So the first problem says write the following into decimal format. So I'm just going to read it out to you guys and then I'll just write down the answer. So it says 784 and 36 hundredths. So we'll start off with 700. So 784. And basically again means it's a decimal. 3600. 36 hundredths. Okay, so that's how you would write that one. Number 2 is 9 tenths. 9 tenths, so it's in the tenths place, so that's the first digit after the decimal. So we have to put a leading zero, decimal, and the 9 would be in the tenths place. So 9 tenths. Moving on to number 3, express the following fractions in decimal format. So you can go ahead and just use a calculator. So you would put 1 divided by 5. I'll just write it down here for you. 5, and the 1 goes into the house. So how many times does 5 go into 1? 0 times. Add a decimal and add a 0. How many times does 5 go into 10? 2 times, and 2 times 5 is 10, and then you have 0 remaining. So your answer is 0.2. And I'm just going to start doing odd numbers. So moving on to number 5, it says 4 and 2/4. So we already know that the whole number 4, so we're just going to go ahead and work with the fraction. So how many times does 2 go in, 4 go into 2? 0 times. So add a 0 and add a decimal and add a 0. How many times does 4 go into 20? 5 times, right? So 5 times 4 is 20. Subtract, it's no remainder. So then again, we have 4 wholes, and then we're going to write our decimal 0.5. Okay. Number 7. So 1 over 200. We can go ahead and for now, just remove the 2 zeros. So we're left with a 2 and then a 1. So how many times does 2 go into 1? 0 times. Add a decimal and add a 0. How many times does 2 go into 10? 5. So that's 10. 5 times 2 is 10. And no remainders. And again, don't forget about the 2 zeros that we removed. So we're going to go ahead and add our 2 zeros. So we're going to move our decimal 2 spaces to the left. 1, 2. 1, 2. So that means that we have 0.005. And that would be our answer for number 7. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next section, which is add the following decimals. So number 13, still working with odd numbers. Number 13, so we have 1.39 plus 1.339. Okay, so again, when we're adding decimals, we want to make sure that the decimals are aligned together. So 1.339 plus 1.39. Okay, and I like to put the one with the most digits on the top That way I know I'm not missing anything, but either way you can do it however you like. So 9, just bring it down, okay? And then 9 plus 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and 1 plus 1 is 2. And we're just going to go ahead and bring down our decimals since we've already aligned it and put our decimal point there. Okay. Moving on to number 15, we're subtracting. So we have 3.0987 minus 0.00045. Okay. So again, we're gonna, the same thing as adding and subtracting, we have to align our decimals. Okay, so 3.0987 minus 0.00045. Okay, so 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 4 is 3. 8 minus 0 is 8. 9 minus 0 is 9. 0 minus 0 is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. And that will be our answer. Number 17. Here it's telling us to multiply the following decimals and round to the nearest hundredths place. Okay, so once we've multiplied, we want to round to our hundredths place. So number 17 is 21.62 times 21.62. And in multiplications, we don't worry about where decimal in this situation. The decimals are aligned because the numbers are the same. But we just have to know the place value. So there are 2 decimal here in the first value, and then there's 2 decimals in the other one. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So whenever we have our answer, we know we have to add 4 values and then put in our decimal point. So let's go ahead and multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. And 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, and 2 times 2 is 4. Add a 0, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 is 37. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9, and 6 times 2 is 12. Add 2 zeros and then multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. And 6 times, 1 times 2 is 2. Then add our zeros and then moving on to the next one. 2 times 2 is 4. 12, 3, 4. And we're going to go ahead and add 4, 4, 12, 24, 6, 7, 6, and 4. And then remember our 4. So we're going to count 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 6, 7.4244. And then remember that we're rounding to the hundredths place. So that's where the 2 is located. We're going to look at the number next to the 2, which is 4. 4 is less than 5. So our answer is going to be 467.42. And that will be our answer. Moving on to number 19. Let's clear this off. Number 19 is Divide the following decimals and round to the nearest thousandth place. So it's saying to divide 12 divided by 6.5. So again, you can put this in your calculator or do it the old-fashioned way. 6.5 divided by 12, and we get 65 divided by 120. So we're going to get 1. That'll be 65. 5, 5. Add a 0, bring it down. Decimals point. 8. That's 520. Divide 34. 26. That'll be, that'll be 6. 36, 39. And it looks like it's going to continue going. So it's sent to round to the hundredths place. So, thousandths place. So that'll be this value right here. If we continue to go further, oh my goodness, it'll be a 1 basically. So, and it continues, right? So we see that it's continuing. So we're rounding anyways. We're rounding to the thousandths place. So it'll be this digit right here, the 6. Looking at the 1, it's smaller than 5. So our answer will stay 1.846. Okay. And moving on to number 21. So 21 says round the following to the nearest hundred. So it's just giving us a value. 3.872 is telling us to look at the round to the hundredths. So that's the 7th spot. So we're going to look at our value to the right, which is 2, and it's less than 5. So our value remains as 3.87. And so you continue, it's basically the same thing, round now to the thousands, and then so I'll stop here, and your homework will be the application section. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to post your remarks or questions in the Q&A. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.